It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the versatile Deebo Samuel. He was a game breaker last week, over 200 yards receiving. It's the 49ers and the Broncos on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin alongside my good friend Charles Davis. Charles, so often it's the quarterbacks that are in the spotlight, and in this game, no different. We have a very compelling matchup. Jimmy Garoppolo with the 49ers, Russell Wilson of the Broncos.
We do indeed, and something I'm going to be watching for. Who can get off to a fast start? If you can go out, get points on the first drive, preferably a touchdown, you can really set the tone for the game. And I think that both of these quarterbacks are more than capable of doing just that.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the inline, so it'll come out to the 25. Here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Wilson going to come out throwing. And his first look is incomplete. This defense for the Niners, much improved from week one. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the...
Wilson hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines, you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll lose yardage here, knocked back to the 19-yard line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the 49ers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So really a nice drive there for the first points of the game.
And how about the fact that it was a run by the wide receiver that got him into the end zone, Brandon? You know, these guys, we know they're not afraid to open up the playbook, and they showed it to us right there on the first drive.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. To try again after the sack, Wilson. Samson Abuka able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On play action, now Garoppolo. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. The kick by Gould is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line ready to go. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Taking it about the 16. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Gould to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Take it in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett and into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick six to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick six. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Now goal for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. And that goes for a gain of 31. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and goal. Garoppolo. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack. Taken down at the 2. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. So we have reached halftime here, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. And some room to work. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And some strong running. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. His second touchdown of the night. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's trying to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster,
Williams loses the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver's offense ready to go again. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. this is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Wilson eluding the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Take it at the 37. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. But they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Gold to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
Brings up 3rd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And they're going to speed things up here. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
And I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's got it reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for San Francisco, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.